Response video, some guy called qtron, real asshole. So he played the end of one of my clips, really good clip of mine actually.
How to do a little better than these simple solutions to create a mechanism for people to find satisfaction in some more sensible manner. Alright, enough of that shit.
Okay, Inmendham. I don't want you to swear at me, because I know you're probably going to swear at me, but I don't want to get into the hostile discussion, so let's try to keep this civil if we can.
Right, so you're going to do this patronizing, complete perversion and mischaracterization of a clip you just played, and then you're going to say to me you want to have a civil conversation. You're an asshole. You're a fucking buffoon, a moron, a fucktard. You deserve to be pwned hard and often.
Do you not recognize how incredibly arrogant that what you're saying is?
Ah, yes, right. I'm expressing my opinion that, like drugs, prostitution isn't simple. It's complicated.
I don't like hookers. I wouldn't have sex with hookers. I don't like slutty women. I really hate them. I don't want anything to do. I mean, it's...
Yeah, I didn't say anything like that. None of my videos have I said anything like that. So that's just crap you made up. Wasn't in my video. I didn't talk about slutty women or dirty women or anything like that. I like sluts. I like women who like to have sex with men. What I don't like is a society that says, oh, you've got a woman with 3 kids, a deadbeat fucking father who ain't paying any fucking alimony, is drunk somewhere, maybe a drug addict. Yeah, and she's got 3 kids to take care of, and so she starts to, she starts letting assholes like you pay her $50 for a blowjob. Yeah, that I'm against.
Like, they're like parasites. It's like, ugh, get away from me, you know, get this broad away from me, you know.
Right, and you're the one later going to call the broads and bitches. That's the terminology you're using, asshole, not terminology I'm using.
But for me to sit there and say, we can't have this simple solution of decriminalizing sex, you know, prostitution, for instance, right? Or it's simple to decriminalize, it's too simple, Inmendham, to decriminalize or legalize prostitution. We have, because there's so much dynamic and vagary and complexity in the sexual exchange, and sex is addictive, and sex is this, and sex has you know, these attributes and so on. So what you're saying is, let me make sure I understand what you're saying. What you're saying is, to this particular girl, like suppose
to a particular girl, I'm talking to a particular girl. Yeah, whatever. Again, just use the analogy I used. Is drug legalization simple? Is it simple? Is it like, oh yeah, you just make all drugs legal for all time, and you don't have any prohibition? You can drive drunk, you can drive stoned, you can fly airplanes stoned, you can be a heroin addict and fly airplanes. It's really a simple issue, not complicated at all, right? Fuck you, it's complicated.
I call it. Here's my phone, right? I pick up a phone, I pick up a newspaper, I call a call girl, and I say, yeah, honey, my address is so and so. Can I meet you at 1 o'clock for a quickie?
Yeah, right. And you're going to tell her that you have herpes, and maybe you could say, well, look, I'd like to be the guy before. Okay, I don't want the sloppy leftovers. So let me be the guy before the married guy you're going to see later, because I have herpes, and I like to give him herpes and his wife herpes too, because that's how I get off.
Okay, $200. All right. Can I involve my friend now? My friend.
Yeah, well, why don't you ask her if she can involve her daughter? You have a 13-year-old daughter, right? Well, look, I'll pay you $200, and look, she doesn't have to get fucked. She just has to watch. You know, that'll get me off. I like having 13-year-olds watch me fuck girls. So it'll be really cool. Okay, how's that? 200, $300, 400? How high do I have to go?
Oh, okay, so 250. Okay, great. So I call a broad over to my house, and I have sex.
A broad over to your house, and you have sex with her, and you think it's that simple.
Sex with her, right? And I pay her $200.
Now, right. So you bribe a woman who maybe thinks you're the most disgusting person on earth, and she says, "Okay, well, $200 will you know, a down payment on braces for my kid or some other circumstance. But you're just going to pretend, because you don't give a fuck about the argument, that all prostitutes are sluts. They all love sex, they just want to have sex, and they're just going to make some free money on the side, and it's all simple and easy, right? And you're just going to ignore the 90% of the reality, which is it's women who are doing something they really don't want to be doing, okay, because it pays well. It pays better than washing dishes. You fuck. You dumb fuck.
What you're saying to me, Inmendham, is that the relationship between me and the hooker is so complex and so involved, and there's such a dynamic there, and it's so addictive. It's so addictive.
No, well, sex is, we're addicted to sex like we're addicted to food, okay? We're seducible is my argument, okay? My argument isn't about you being addicted to your prostitute. My argument is that we are seducible, all right? And that we have to take some responsibility for that in our civilization. And if we don't take responsibility for that, it's going to get tackier and tackier, and the relationships between men and women are going to degrade more and more until they won't exist at all.
That we can't have this simple solution of me calling a girl and having sex with her. So we have to go...
Yes, I'm all for that simple solution. I think people who have herpes should have sex with people who have herpes. I've said it in my videos explicitly that yes, call girls that have a consistent client list of 10 people or something. Yes, that's what we should encourage. We should make that legal, encourage people to go in that direction, all right, instead of this any taker, 50 bucks on the street, okay, and the idea of seducing people into it, the idea of hooking.
To you, or not you, the state guy that you are supporting, the guy in the government that you're supporting, right? Because you just support him, and say,
whatever, the guy in the government. I mean, you're an adult, are you? And this is how you talk, like, okay, yeah, so it's the guy in the government who enforces those speeding laws. God damn, that guy in the government. And it's the guy in the government who doesn't allow the airline pilots to be stoned. How dare that guy in the government not allow those airline pilots to be fucking stoned out of their fucking mind when they're flying that plane full of people. God damn that fucking guy in the government. God damn it. And that guy in the government, you know what? I bet if we actually had a guy in the government, he might have told those motherfuckers that they can't spill their fucking oil out in the fucking Gulf of Mexico, that they have to actually spend a little extra money to have a relief valve. Yeah. Goddamn guy in the... Where was that guy in the government? Oh, fuck. Yeah, fuck you, asshole.
Please, sir. Can you recognize that I've satisfied your requirements for dynamism, vagary, complexity or whatever, that I really do want to fuck this lady, and she really wants to fuck me?
Ah, okay, so that's your understanding of prostitution, right? That all the prostitutes want to fuck you. They want to fuck some 60-year-old smelly, dirty, stinking fat guy with fucking warts on his ass and dick. They want to fuck him, okay? They don't want money. No, they want to fuck. You stupid ass.
And we're going to fuck, right? And we're going to do it right here. Who are you to say that we as two individuals can't make that decision?
Who am I to say? Again, it's not me saying. What I'm saying is that if you're going to legalize it, it has to be legal in the context of this reality, okay? Just like drugs, if you're going to make them legal, then people have to be responsible. They can't drink and drive. They can't drug and drive. That's going to be the rules. And what I'm saying is that if you're going to have legal prostitution, well, then you have a conflict in the law, because we have a legally sanctioned marriage contract that the government sanctions, okay? It allows people to go to the legal court system, the American court system, to mitigate disputes in those contracts. Now, it'd be very stupid for the United States government to sanction a marriage contract that imposes fidelity, and then to sanction infidelity, okay? That would be stupid. So obviously, if you're going to make prostitution legal, the consenting adults will, obviously, they would have to have not made previous contracts to other fucking people saying they're not going to commit this act. that they're not going to go to some fucking hooker, pick up herpes, and bring it home to some fucking innocent wife. And if that's going to be the arrangement, well, then we have to have a law in place so that innocent wife can sue that motherfucking husband's ass off, and then he can spend the rest of his fucking life paying her retribution. How about that?
Who are you to say, Inmendham? I can't make that decision for you any more than you can make that decision for me, or I can make that decision for some girl.
Right, so we can't tell airline pilots that they can't use drugs, right? They can fly their plane. They're the ones who should decide when they're competent or incompetent. It's their decision. We, as a society, don't have any right to impose any fucking rules and regulations on such conduct. I mean, it's just so silly to think that something is so vital to most people's existence as sexuality, that can be something we leave to the capitalist enterprise. We let deprivation define the character of our sexual behavior. We will